Madison Keys is coming up in a few moments.
Correct. Correct. No interviews anymore. So Venus will go with Isabel and Maddie and Maddie. How perfect is that? You need to be on the other side. Yes, thank you. Good? One minute till the walk, ladies. 1 minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Venus Williams. Venus is being accompanied by Isabel Burks from Frankfort, Kentucky. And now, please welcome Madison Keys.
Well, hello and welcome along to the evening session at the Western and Southern Open, where tonight we have an all-American showdown. The 7-time Grand Slam winner Venus Williams takes on a player playing in her second straight Cincinnati quarterfinal, Madison Keys. Only one place remains in the semi-final, but who will take it? Tell myself, Pete, I'll just find out. Olga Savchuk is with me once again in the commentary box. Two players who have played in the same Fed Cup team, but tonight they do battle.
Yeah, obviously two very powerful players. It will be an interesting match today because both of them needed those few matches to get back the confidence. And I mean, now they're on the even stage. It will be interesting. Of course, Madison, when her game is on, she's unstoppable. But Venus, I feel, also have like a nice pose when she plays. So you always never can guess where she's going to play. So that's her advantage.
Yeah, it's been incredible as well, their passage through. I mean, we were fortunate enough to commentate on both of their opening round wins, and Madison Keys 2 points away from going out against Muguruza. She was on a 3-match losing streak, in fact a 4-match losing streak coming into this event. Venus Williams in trouble of dropping the first set against Lauren Davis, but they found ways to win and now have found 4.
Hello. Hi. Hello. Hi. Nice to meet you. Hello. Hello. Shall we start with a picture all together, maybe? Facing that way? Maybe you guys can be in the middle here. And as you want. This way? Okay. Okay, girls, do you have any questions? No? Okay, we have the special coin, WNS one side and the CC Open on the other side. Which side would you like? Okay, CC Open, please. Thank you. Madison? Okay. Okay, have a good one.
So it's Madison Keys winning the toss and electing to serve first. Not overly surprising with the serve that she has, of course, one of her big weapons, as it has been throughout the career for Venus Williams. These two players, though, know each other very well. They met 4 times before, but it's the first meeting in over 3 years between them. So it should be absolutely fascinating to see what pans out, who comes out on top. It is the final quarterfinal of the day. Madison Keys, the 16th seed, up against the 7-time Grand Slam champion, Venus Williams. And this is where they are in the draw. We already know the winner of this match takes on Sofia Kenin, who came through after Osaka retired hurt in the 3rd set. It was a topsy-turvy affair. So we are guaranteed an American finalist for the first time since 2015, because of course the winner of Venus Williams and Madison Keys will play Kenin. The winner of that goes into the final, and they will play the winner of the match between Barty and Kuznetsova. Both of those players came from behind in dramatic fashion. What a match it was with Kuznetsova and Pliskova earlier on today. Means that Barty is still the player who can overtake Osaka to reclaim the world #1 spot. And of course, talking of the world #1 spot, someone who we know has got to the summit of the sport before, Venus Williams. I mean, what a legend she is. 39 years of age now, and still going deep in these huge tournaments. I mean, what more can you say about her?
She's just a great champion, and young players just can look up and learn from her. I mean, how many experience she has and what a big game she has and how much she brings in tennis game. And obviously the biggest weapon, I would say, is of course her serve and backhand down the line. And I mean, what I like about her when she plays that little pause that she takes before hitting, and the timing is so good that you always feel you don't know where the ball is coming from.
And she's also very tactically savvy and smart, isn't she? I mean, she's had to battle through to this spot. I mentioned that first round win over Lauren Davis, where she was trailing in that first set, able to turn it around, and from there on in was able to get through. Then had a fantastic win over Kiki Burton, 7-6 in the 3rd. Then beat Donna Vekic 6-3 in the 3rd. And for someone who's 39 years of age, you're thinking, surely she's going to run out of puff soon, but she just finds a way to find something from somewhere.
Yeah, and I feel definitely she don't have any situation that she haven't been before. You know, that's a big advantage, of course. She's been through all of this.
And of course, still an imposing figure, Venus Williams. I mean, she's got 7 Grand Slam titles to her name. Of course, Madison Keys, a former Grand Slam finalist herself. But do you still think there'll be a little bit of fear factor for the 24-year-old up against Venus?
I mean, it's like you grow up with that idol, you know, of Serena and Venus, so I think it's always in the back of your head. So of course it's going to be, and again, playing against someone who won 7 Grand Slam, that says it all, you know. But of course, Madison also a big hitter, huge power. I think I never met someone with that power before. I mean, if she can build her game all around her forehand today, it can be really dangerous for Venus.
And had it from such a young age as well. I remember 14-year-old, that famous, what was it, first of 5 games or something that she took against Serena Williams back when she was young. Of course, has blossomed then into this fine tennis player. Of course, has had injury issues over the years. Has had to battle through this week. Match against Muguruza, she was 2 points away from going out of the tournament in that second set, but dug in. As I say, was on a 4-match losing streak, but after winning that, got the better of Kasatkina and then finally beat Simona Halep for the first time in a long while to make it through to the quarterfinals for the 2nd year running. Lost to Sabalenka this time around last year.
Of course, I feel for her is the best she plays is when she can completely free her mind and let her body work. Just don't think and go for it.
Yeah, she actually said against Halep she felt she played within herself, and we saw that match against Muguruza, and her coach Juan Tordero was coming on and just saying, look, you don't need to pull the trigger too early and build the point. And it is something I'd imagine when you have so much power and you can use it from any position, because she can hit winners from anywhere on the court, it must be difficult at times to know when to use that power. It sounds kind of almost like I'm talking about Superman.
Yeah, but it is true. The best thing is just not think about it, because it's your natural power. So if you let it go, it will naturally create the perfect power for today or for any match, you know. And when you overthink stuff, you can exaggerate a bit more.
It's going to have to select the right ball tonight, that's for sure, against Venus Williams. Mariana Alves, chair umpire for this meeting. As you can see, a beautiful evening once again in Cincinnati. Very light breeze. The evening will kick in a little later. We've still got plenty of sunshine left, as you can see there. 62% humidity, 31 degrees though. So it's beautiful, but it's hot.
It's hot, yeah.
And we've seen players struggle with it today, but of course it should be getting cooler all the time. So the great champion that is Venus Williams, seeking to reach a first semi-final since Indian Wells 2018. It's been another incredible run. Just when people are thinking, well, perhaps she's going to stop, it's just around the corner, she does it again. Talked about Superman, Superwoman, superhuman, Venus Williams. Can she make the semi-finals for the first time? In fact, the second time here in Cincinnati, taking on Madison Keys, and it will be the younger of the 2 Americans to get this quarterfinal underway. Olga Savchuk and myself, Pete Hodges, to talk you through it.
The love team.
Keys in her win over Halep talked about patience, talked about playing within herself, not doing too much too soon. Is she going to be able to do that tonight against Venus? Similar sort of tactics?
No, I feel it's actually an interesting thing about this match today. For me, obviously, Madison Keys has the most power in tonight matches, and she hits much stronger than Venus. But actually, when you play against someone that strong, with that power, you can create even more from you. So Venus could increase her level of power even higher, and it could be an interesting battle.
First strike tennis, though, tonight.
Yeah, it would be.
Game Keys.
First game on the board for Keys. So when we talk about first strike tennis, obviously the serve and the return are vital there, but what aspects of the serve and return are the most important?
for both of them, because they're big servers, both of them. Important on the return to show that you're there and you reach as many balls as you can. Like this, you're putting pressure on the server, and maybe you have a chance that the serve will go down in the percentage a bit. So that would be the main goal. And of course, being a bit more risky on the return. Again, to check your luck.
Venus Williams to serve.
So is that early on? Is that a bit of a poker move then? Yeah.
Because if you start the match from someone who serves great and right away you do a few mistakes from the return and then a few aces you got, and then the person who is serving good already feeling even more confident, and then it's unstoppable. So you want to put that pressure on the return right away.
So you mean be positive with the return, stand closer to the line?
Yeah, and just go for it, risk it, don't try to be safe.
That's been an up and down year for Keys. Currently ranked 18th in the world. She's 29th on the Porsche race to Shenzhen. And a big title in Charleston, first clay court title. But has had a few early losses as well, particularly recently. They say had a big losing streak coming into this tournament. It's only her 11th tournament of the year.
Of course, the player who play a risky game needs quite a few matches to get used to that and to feel the court, and it's always an issue for these kind of players. They need as many matches as they can to play before the big event.
A number of unforced errors in the previous match, Keys, but still was enough to get through and have that emphatic win, and well, not emphatic but impressive win against Halep.
Of course, Eric Hedgeman, recent coach from Venus Williams. He started in
March.
Yeah. And of course, her physio alongside, and a sister. We see a lot of box of both sisters.
Yeah, haven't seen Serena yet, but Serena was watching yesterday. Venus said seeing how calm she was made her feel more calm.
It's impressive how they had such a great and long careers, and they still try and come to each other matches and support each other. That's really impressive.
Well, they always talk about each other being their inspiration, don't they? And Venus Williams said yesterday in a press conference after beating Vekic, she said that when she lost the first set, she looked to her box, saw Serena was all calm, collected. She thought, well, if she's chill, that was the word she used, I can be chill too. And, it certainly was, turning that match around.
They always feel their boxes is quite calm. Nobody really ever looks stressed. Especially mom is always like, I feel she's a bond of the family. Really always there, calm.
Yeah, she also mentioned Isha, because she was saying, or Aisha, I apologise if I got the name wrong there, but yeah, saying that, you know, she was important too. She's often there. What a rock she is. Of course, it does leave a mark on these courts. Close inspection. There we go. Oof. Good eyesight from Venus to spot that it did nick the line.
Not to use the challenge early on. interested from seeing these first games from Venus that she's trying to attack Madison forehand, which her kind of best weapon. I'm wondering if the tactic is just to go forehand and then make her run to that backhand side, which will be the weakest point for her.
Yeah, that or setting her up for later on, and it means that she's not going to be expecting the ball as much to the backhand, and then maybe use that later on in the set. As I said before, she's one of the best tactical players in the business, Venus Williams. It's an underrated part of her game style. That was fully on show this year at Indian Wells. Some of the fine wins she had in California. That's a rocket. She found the line again here. Another little inspection from Venus Williams.
Williams in charge of the ball on the left side.
And she is going to challenge. Well, considering how good her eyesight was on the last one, you've got a backer here, haven't you? Not that time. Obviously lost it in the white line. But it is Keys who secures another service game. And it's 2-1 first set.
Keys leads 2 games to 1. Williams has 2 challenges in the league.
Of course, we saw both players walking on with some youngsters earlier on, and it was fabulous to see. Of course, we could just hear Venus Williams saying, "Do you play tennis?" And like, "Yeah, I play tennis." And yeah, just such an ambassador again, and an inspiration to those young kids. I mean, that's a memory she's going to remember the rest of her life. And the way she was talking to was so lovely, so warm and engaging. Madison Keys was also chatting away to her young player.
But you're right about memories carrying away. Like, if I remember my childhood playing tennis, and I have 10 minutes with some star, and I still remember that, and how nervous I was, and how nice it is from them.
Now, are you going to name the star? That's the big thing.
It's back in USSR days.
Was it a tennis player, star?
Yeah, of course, yeah. But I remember my idol always was Martina Hingis when I was growing up, and when I actually get a chance to play her again in Wimbledon, and I mean, that's a dream came true. I remember myself, I couldn't even breathe.
I mean, it's not the case tonight, because of course Madison Keys has already beaten Venus Williams a couple of times, but you kind of get the feeling that a lot of players against big names and champions like Venus Williams, they have that advantage because they have been childhood heroes of theirs.
But I feel actually that's why now youngsters, all these stars coming up, they're different. They don't have those idols. Kind of, they do, but they don't think about it.
They don't fear them, which is why we're seeing them have so much success.
30-14.
A little worrying for Venus Williams. Second double fault. There's an early chance for Keys. Well, that's a real shame.
Game keys.
Silence descends.
Keys leads 3 games
Called
to
this an
1.
American blockbuster for this evening crowd. Look of concern from coach. 2 double faults though give the break to Madison Keys.
$15 live.
Feels neither player is fully settled. It's not a match that you feel that we're going to see lots of rhythm, because points will be pretty short.
Madison Keys team. Coach and the fitness coach on the left side.
And that's Juan Tadero. You can see in the blue t-shirt.
Madison trained most of her career in Chris Evert Academy and trained as well in USTA in Orlando. Now working with her own private team. You watch Madison, even though the power she creates, how smooth her hands, right? Yeah.
So smooth, isn't it?
Yeah, smooth and free with that.
Loose.
Yeah, loose.
Especially with the forehand.
Yeah.
It's a beautifully, technically sound shot. Does a lot of damage.
The way how she's set up, you kind of don't see where the ball gonna go.
Is that going to be winner number 6?
Williams tries a call on the right.
A little look from
the ball's coming.
Venus, who's decided to challenge a little more tonight. Sometimes doesn't even want to challenge, but really is this evening. And that time it's a good one.
Call
The 39-year-old. Overcooked that one.
This as well is tough to see for lines. Umpire, the serve is like 100 miles. Like faster than some Porsche cars you can drive.
I wouldn't know.
I just had the tournament sponsored by Porsche, so all the players have a chance to drive.
And of course, that's the WTA finals. Somewhere that both of these players have been before. Sponsored by Porsche. Just out hitting Venus Williams. Composed play from Madison Keys. Juan Tadero, I'm sure, is very happy with what he's seeing from his player so far. Backs up the break for a 4-1 lead. I mentioned the WTA finals. Of course, the Porsche race is on to Shenzhen this year rather than Singapore. And I'm afraid I don't think Venus Williams will be involved. She's 61 on that list. Of course, champion in 2008. Reached the Singapore WTA finals final a couple of years ago. Madison Keys has been involved in those championships before as well. She has got some moving to do. 29th on that list.
I thought always against Venus that her serve bounce so high. It's really tough to deal with. Because on top of the heaviness of the ball, it's also a high bounce come. And she can use sometimes really good kick as well. Has a kind of a nice timing about her serve, and also it's tough to find the timing when you're receiving.
Still yet to hit a winner though, Venus Williams.
Let's first service.
Did so well to get that back and then make it awkward for Keys. I don't think was expecting it to come back.
Keys leads.
Encouragement from family and coach. Stops the rot. First game in 4 for Venus Williams. And this quarterfinal yet to really catch fire. That's the best rally of the match so far. And an absolute perler of a forehand to finish.
Yeah, I wanted to well mention that it's probably the longest rally so far we've seen. I feel that finally there was some rhythm at this point. Madison forehand is a real weapon when she's on the ball and have a nice time and space. So, coming Olympic Games in Tokyo, it is so not easy for a country like United States, producing so many players. They allowed to have only 4 singles players, and I mean, imagine you can be top 20 in the world and not be in the team compared to other countries.
Well, something I was going to mention with these 2 players in particular is they've been in the same team Olympic Games, same team at Fed Cup as well. That must be pretty difficult to be teammates and then play against one another. What's that like?
Actually, you don't think about that when you play against each other. Unless you're really, really close friends, really close, then maybe there is some awkwardness in it, but it is.
Venus Williams has seen it all before. And she's seen this position before as Keys once again establishes the 3-game cushion. Game away from taking the first set, leads 5-2.
Williams has requested to see a coach on court.
So she gets a different look at it, so you get her out of her rhythm on your serve. Get your left arm up a little bit higher. It doesn't have to be as hard, but you just need a higher percentage for serves to get that point started. In the rally...
You're framing every ball on the return.
Yeah, you're not looking at it, you know? That's what I'm saying. Maybe take a step back, give yourself a little more time, take your time on it, right? If you get that first return deep, even if it's in the middle, right, it's better than rushing and trying to cover the open space of the court, okay? You're rushing and looking for that next ball in the rally. Take your time. When you can in the rally, start using your angles a little bit to open her up. She struggles kind of once you get stretched wide, okay? All right, you got this. Here we go. Look at every ball.
Well, you could just hear there Venus Williams calling her coach onto the court, Eric Heichmann, with some sound advice. But Venus, you can see, isn't settled. Saying she's framing every ball off the return. So advice there too, Williams, was just to take a step back, maybe go deep down the middle. And also was talking about getting her left arm up with regards to the first serve. First serve percentage is down at 53% for Venus Williams right now. So let's see if that little chat will help. But clearly not feeling it. And we can sense that. She's not hit a winner. 0-6 with regards to winners and unforced errors. What did he make of that conversation, Olga?
Yeah, I think the main thing what he said to her is look at the ball, really look at the ball when you're returning and go through the middle. And I think that's the key point now. Don't look what she's doing, just focus on yourself and start the rally from then. Don't rush the point. So make sure you return the ball deep down in the middle, and then when you have a chance, you open the court.
It's an interesting advice, though, is to say, look at the ball.
Yeah, if you don't, you can maybe not understand what does it mean exactly, but that's a really good advice. Sometimes you're
to get the focus.
Yeah, because sometimes you're overlooking opponent and what he do, and before you even hit, you're already thinking what your opponent's gonna do, and like this, you put your concentration only on yourself.
Nothing Venus Williams could do about that. We've also seen Serena Williams join the box again. Maybe that will inspire a comeback. Of course, came from a set down yesterday. And as much as we've been talking about Venus Williams' struggles in this set, Madison Keys has been all over it, as we see Serena there. Again, looking nice and calm and chill, as Venus Williams would say. Hoping to help her sister out in the stands. 2 set points here, though, for Keys. Well, that is a very tidy and powerful set of tennis from Madison Keys. Takes the opener in just 26 minutes. Venus Williams not happy. It is Keys who's taken it. 6-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm up here in Suite 203 with a very important person joining me tonight as a special guest of Cincinnati Children's Hospital. Check this out. At 4 months old, Maddie Rouse was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia and underwent numerous procedures and surgeries. And thanks to Cincinnati Children's, accompanied by Isabel Burke.
Yes, I played tennis.
Keys. 6 games to 2.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm up here in Suite 203 with a very...
Time. Second set, Keys to serve.
Madison Keys then up a set here. Very good set of tennis from the younger American. She's made just 3 unforced errors in the set, hit 11 winners. Decent first serve percentage. It was all just pretty smooth and fluid as a set. Just hasn't allowed Venus Williams to settle at all.
Yeah, feels like Venus doesn't have timing at all. And she was right about saying a lot of frames she experiencing on the return.
Well, you hit harder, I'll hit even harder. That's incredible.
I wouldn't want to stay there on her way. Look at that setup. Just so clean, so powerful, so sharp. Picks the target and go for it.
It's just brutal hitting right now from Madison Keys.
Feels that she see the court really big, right? Feels like she has way too many space where to put the ball.
And this time Keys given a taste of her own medicine by Williams.
Interesting as well how Madison Keys increased her level through this tournament by winning a few matches. We saw with you first round against Muguruza where she fight hard and won that battle with Muguruza, but played some ups and down tennis, and here just twice cleaner, I would say.
Yeah. I think exactly the same thing. Again, mentioned it all week really about the sliding doors moments in tennis, and you know, she's 2 points away from a 4th loss in a row. And maybe again being criticised because the first set there was a lot of unforced errors. It wasn't very tidy. It wasn't overly smart at times. As her coach was saying, you need to, you know, pick the right moments, and then battles her way through, digs deep, digs in, and then suddenly here she is against a great champion like Venus Williams, having taken the first set and halfway there to a semi-final. But this is an important game. You just feel Venus Williams has been taking a little step back on the return, beginning to make more balls, ask a few more questions.
It's so important, those few first game in the second set after you winning the first set quite easily and playing great tennis.
It's that time of evening where the sunglasses come off.
It's a beautiful evening to watch and enjoy tennis. Starting to get into that Madison backhand, trying to push her a bit backwards. That's the way, that's the right way for Venus.
Williams is trying to
Yeah, I was going to say.
The ball is called out.
I think that he called a bit before.
It looked like it was on the baseline to me, but there we go. We're going to find out. Oh, what do I know?
What do I know?
The line judge knows. That's why he's in the position.
Williams has 2 challenges remaining.
It's taken a little while, but you just feel this match starting to warm up. Keys having to work harder than she has done before to hold serve in that opening service game of set 2.
Second set.
Felt like that backhand of Madison was really under the pressure from Venus at that point. And for me, it was really strange set, right? And Madison just took it over, 11 winners and 0 for Venus. And she was just way more solid in this set and everything, and Venus couldn't find her balance yet.
And really struggling off the first serve return, as you can see there. 93% of the points won by Keys, but 0 winners for Williams.
I think it's that pressure that Madison putting from the return on Venus, that she's struggling a bit with serve percentage.
So we talk about rhythm and routine, and Venus Williams had 4 double faults in that first set. 50% first serve percentage. When you haven't got a rhythm on your serve, it filters into everything else, and again, just struggling with those 2 shots right now.
Yeah, I feel like the way she finished her second serve, she's already getting ready for that powerful return from Madison. That's why she's a bit not finishing her serve properly. And I would too. That's so understandable. The return comes so fast. Great gate, by the way, from Madison.
What a return. Set that forehand up.
She's just on top of the game tonight. Feels for me everything she touches was sharp. And
I mean, when you're in the zone that Madison Keys is in, are you thinking, or is it all just see hit ball, see ball, hit ball?
Yeah, see ball, hit ball. You don't think.
You're not thinking, I hope this doesn't run out.
No, when you're in the zone, you're kind of feeling that your head is slow and cold, but everything else is so fast. And you see the ball well. Spilling is so hard to create.
Again, another brutal return, and you get the feeling Venus Williams now is kind of trapped between a rock and a hard place with the second serve, because she goes for it, she more than often misses it, and when she tries to be a bit more secure there, Keys is attacking it.
Out. Advantage, Williams.
This crowd trying to get behind the 7-time Grand Slam winner. Knows that this is an important game.
That's what it is about Madison. When she gets really confident, even her backhand become her weapon. And she stopped missing it that much. I like how free she played tonight and how she really follows through the ball and let her hands go. It's always enjoyable to watch.
And in this mood, no one's going to want to play it in a week or so's time in New York. Of course, semi-finalist the US Open last year, Keys, finalist the year before.
I feel like she likes night matches, like her results at US Open and seeing her playing tonight. I feel like she feels some kind of momentum at night matches.
It's a big service hole for Venus Williams, showing her fight there. Serena and Nisha looking calm. Maybe that's rubbed off on Venus Williams, who wasn't looking as calm at the back end of that first set. But she's just seems to have calmed herself down in that game, getting on the board nice and early in this second set.
That's you can see that's the thing about the return, that Madison is really going for it, and that's why probably percentage of Venus first and second service quite low. It's because of that constant pressure. That's maybe an option as well, to play a bit slower and higher. Could be. Wondering if Serena is giving the advices to coach to go on court coaching.
You'd certainly listen to her, wouldn't you, if she had something to say?
Yeah. That would break a bit the rhythm. You could see how higher and deeper, and Venus played the backhand and kind of broke a bit of a rhythm in this point.
Well, she's just started to make more returns, and then from there she's got herself into the point, so can then do these sort of things. As I say, she's so tactically astute, knows opponents' weaknesses. Talking about the signs being there for Venus Williams and building her way back into this match. This perhaps a turning point, break point for the former world number one. Chad's set the point up wonderfully well.
It's a shame mistake. Yeah, really managed to push back Madison and take the control on this point, and then such a shame mistake. An approach shot.
Wow, that's a rocket.
You just feel the sound of the ball. Just want copy and paste if you are a player.
This time it's Keys' turn to battle through again to save a break point. Ensures that we stay on serve in set 2. Leads 2-1.
Time.
It's that time of night where temperature begins to drop, of course, as the sun sets. Olga, when you played it at this time of night or in the evening, did it affect you much? Because it is the time that sort of you get the most drastic temperature change.
I would love to play it now, but I didn't really enjoy to play nighttime because I didn't play many matches at night, so then it was really big adjustment for me. But this time would be the best. I think all players agree with me that's the best, when you don't feel the sun when you surf or hitting overheads, but still it's quite warm and just comfortable. No wind. And
but you see what I'm saying in terms of as the match goes on, it changes more at this time in the evening than almost any other time in the day.
Yeah, of course, but then you have, of course, few rackets with different tension on your strings, and you're ready for that. And actually, when the heat goes down and the sun goes down, the ball stops flying that much, so you actually can go even harder.
And phenomenal hitting. Camera angle there just gives you the sense of how quick the ball is traveling over the net.
But Venus is trying the right thing to really play through the backhand of Madison. I find that Madison almost always playing with the close stands on that backhand. So when the ball is deep, it's really tough setup for her. So she kind of have to aim for that.
Oh, that's a nice winner, and it's a first winner for Venus Williams. It's taken her 48 minutes.
It's amazing stat about that. And of course 17 winners from Keys, just over set and a half, which is huge against playing somebody against like Venus Williams. It's a big number.
Oh, wow. That is so good from Madison Keys. We so often talk about the forehand, but how about that backhand?
It is, no doubt. Same good as forehand.
Let for service. Let for service.
Whoa! 114 miles for serve. How about that?
Yeah, would have been her fastest had she found the court. Oh, but how about that for a return?
Look at that. Inside out forehand.
2 break points for the world number 18. Set the point up. Just going to put a little asterisk by that point. There was a chance for Keys.
This one, she think about it and put a bit controlling that ball. That's where she kind of can miss from that backhand, and she just let her hands go. It's a rocket.
Yep, smart tennis again from Williams, just throwing in the high, loopy topspin balls before dropping it short. Oh, wow. Again, so smooth, but so early too.
And again, Venus tried those high balls, which seems like started to work a bit, but
full commitment.
Still clean hitting from Madison Keys.
That was her 20th winner. Venus Williams has 1. Another big chance goes. Williams just hanging on at the moment.
Fighting hard for this game. She cannot let herself drop that service game. And
oh, it's another sumptuous strike from Keys. And Venus Williams misjudging the high ball there. Something that you very rarely see. Looked like she adapted really well after making the initial misjudgment. But Keys is just relentless right now. 4th break point of this game.
Deuce.
And you get the feeling if she doesn't break here, could be in a bit of trouble. Because you can just almost see the finish line. Knows a break here, and she's almost there.
Yeah, she knows that if she can break, she kind of have it, but
we all know about Venus Williams' steely determination and fight. As you said earlier on, she's seen it all before.
she came through such battles in her career that nothing can scare her.
Well, somehow Venus Williams has wriggled out of the game under so much pressure, and the fans here responding. Needed a little bit of luck, a couple of chances there for Keys that she wasn't able to take, and it's 2-all second set. And now this becomes a crucial game. Will there be a hangover effect for Keys? Oh, well, that backhand suggests there won't be.
That's what I feel about her. When she doesn't have much time and she doesn't think, that's the best she plays. A bit more time she gets, thinking about different decisions, and that's where she hesitated a bit and doesn't let her hands go free. That's why Venus' new tactic was mixing up a bit is working. You can see how she's made like a few steps inside the court now and attack the return and completely change her position on the return. Madison didn't expect that. She knows that she cannot allow herself to miss those opportunities that she has. Nice clean body serve from Madison Keys.
That's an important hold for Keys. Able to stay in the present after those missed chances in the previous game. Still yet to be broken. It's a 24-year-old who leads 3-2 second set.
Time.
Well, it's pretty packed. Of course it would be packed, because you've got the 7-time Grand Slam champion Venus Williams seeking to make her second semi-final here. Not been in the semi-final since 2012 when she was unseeded. She hadn't won back-to-back matches in Cincinnati though since then. But that's the chance to get to the semi-final today. Oh, how cool was that?
It's a great adjustment from Venus there. You could see how she changed the grip in the end of that drop shot. She ran for it and then nice touch. How do you return that? 187 kilometers an hour.
There's been very few comfortable service holds for Venus Williams.
I feel like Madison should be really careful on Venus' service game. If she's gonna give her too easy to win her service, then she might feel pressure on her own serve.
Just as I said, could be having a comfortable service hold. Now it's anything but.
This was an interesting serve from Venus. I thought it went a bit too short and too much spin on it. Maybe she decided to change, and by seeing Madison to return too far away from baseline.
Advantage. Williams. Deuce. Advantage Williams.
That's smart again from Venus Williams. Second time in the game, she was able to play a drop shot off a drop shot and executed it to perfection.
Also for me in this game that Venus were giving a lot of chances to Madison to break her serve, but just didn't really committed to it.
And of course, we so often say about staying in the present, and this is going to be a challenge here for Keys because she knows she's had opportunities here to be a breakup. Williams has just been clinging on. We've had a couple of matches already today where we've had comeback wins. Just makes that look so easy. Venus Williams may know what's coming, but that's the issue against Madison Keys. You might know what's coming, but being able to deal with it is another thing altogether.
Let to service.
Oh yes, that's just magnificent.
Again, I felt she didn't have much time to think, and she just ripped it off. Like on her service game, she's really aggressive attacking, staying inside the baseline, and on the return a bit give herself more time, I would say, stays a bit backwards.
Just do no wrong in this game. Winners flying left, right and centre. And Venus here, I think, even thinking, well, I'm heading with decent length here. Getting it to the weaker of the two ground strokes, supposedly. Still it's flying past me.
Definitely not weak in this point.
Of course, Venus Williams has made a few opponents feel like probably she's feeling right now throughout her career.
And again, a little bit of the time that she had.
Yeah, so Venus Williams can get Keys to think on every ball. Oh, we saw Venus Williams with 40 love up before being pegged back. Is the same going to happen to Keys here?
Out.
Oh, it's a late overall. Yeah, not surprisingly, Keys challenging here because Venus Williams seemed to stop on the ball, but then didn't throw her arm up to challenge. So, coming from the chair. But it's a good overall from Mariana Alves.
And good eye from Venus. She stopped. Not like all these 3 points. She played a bit too casual, right? A bit too relaxed. Just felt like she had this game already in her pocket.
Oh, but that's a brilliant point. Once again, just the depth so key. Just not allowing Venus Williams to dictate anything.
Yeah, also tough for Venus when the game is like on and off. You have to wait again for those kind of windows when it's a bit of off for a few points. They're fighting for a few long rallies, and then you get 3 huge winners. Then mistake, and then it's like tough, I feel, for Venus to find that rhythm in the match, not even in her game, but just in the match.
But you just feel as well with Venus Williams, she just has that knack of winning the bigger points. We saw that set against Lauren Davis first round, didn't play that great, but just won the big points. And you kind of feel, you know, this second set, it's been mostly about Madison Keys. She's been the one dictating and dominating, yet in a bit of trouble now. And then again, double fault, and it's Venus Williams who has the chance to break first in the second set.
What can you say?
Right now, I think Madison Keys, they're just holding their breath every time she winds up. It's either going for glittering winners, or what's the odd error?
I mean, it's just so strong.
So much power. She just missed it. And Keys battles through the service game. It's intriguing right now, this one. Keys calling her coach. Still on serve, second set, 4-3.
Now you saw it, now you got it. You have to be careful one thing. One thing that I want to do is that you did everything to the body, and then when she gives you the angle, go have fun with it, whatever you want. Have the line cross. First put it, jammer, and then you go to the back. Every return there. Careful when you're up, because she doesn't want you to attack the second serve return, so she goes with a softer serve. So she's mixing the rhythm. Also, when you hit a good shot, get ready because the next one you have to come in and get it. Those mistakes is because you go back on short balls. That's clear? Easy. Don't let anything change you. Stay with her, and then what I want you to put in your mind, you need to break her the fast. You know? We don't need to go for the line for anything. Your shot finish go through the course so good. that you don't need to do this. Okay? Again, put it there, and then when she gives you the angle, you make it good. You break her down, right?
So Juan Tadero there. Some advice in terms of a bit of frustration from Keys, because well, I think she's had chances, hasn't she, really, to be up a break in this set. She's had 4 break points, but not been able to convert on any of them. But just saying, go body, and then when Venus does use the angle, have fun. You have fun with that angle, but you wait for that ball. And then also talking about the variety of speeds that Venus Williams is using with the second serve.
Yeah,
just saying don't go for the line was the big thing, wasn't it?
I really like that what he mentioned about her serve, because Venus does change a few times in an important moment and serve a little bit softer. And I think that's what he said to Madison: don't stay that up because you're too up, and then you don't see that ball is coming, and then you can miss easily. So just be careful on those returns.
But the other bit was don't go for the line, because your shots penetrate anyway, and there's a little truckle there because her power is that much. She doesn't even need to hit that close to the lines. The only thing I felt that missed out, that I was expecting them to have a conversation about, was the higher, slower balls in terms of from the back of the court from Venus Williams. I was wondering whether he was going to say how to deal with that.
But I think that's what actually he said it about the serve. It's quite the same, and I'm sure like she understood it about those balls as well. It's the same thing. Another thing he said, don't change anything. Bit of help from Venus. Really bad timing, I think, now, and just feel that Venus could really break Madison game.
Oh, what a point. Turning defense into attack in just 2 shots, Madison Keys.
Felt like she found the momentum in this point. What a good get it was from Madison Keys. So athletic. Nice touch.
Gives herself another chance with a break point. Again, can't find the winner on break point, though. That's now 0 from 5 this set. And she's had almost chances on every single one of them.
Felt a little bit of hesitation there and tightness.
Yeah, tightness was the word I was looking at in terms of just wanting it perhaps a little too much.
Advantage Venus.
Legs stopped a bit, right? You can't really see it, but you feel it. A bit of less explosivity on those strokes.
Yeah, that's a nice response, though. Can do it when it's Venus's game point. Amazing, isn't it? The psychology of this sport.
Yeah, it's like up and down, and few times up, few times down in one game. And
No, she's so close, though, Keys, to what would be a huge win. Even closer now.
Advantage Keys.
This 6th break point of the set.
really have to set up this point and really be committed and go for the return, even through the middle, but really be committed now.
Also would like to hope that Venus Williams misses a first serve here. She's 2 from 11, winning the points behind the second serve in this set. And that's one of the reasons why she's got such a bad record behind the second serve. It's been her Achilles heel tonight. Just too many double faults. That's her 8th in the match. And all of a sudden, Madison Keys breaks and will now serve for the match. New balls as well. Is that something you want, Olga? New balls when you are serving for the match?
Yeah, that will definitely suit Madison Keys.
And I've chatted to various players. There's some like it, some don't. It's such a key moment.
I think the big hitters, they want that.
Certainly enjoying them so far.
Like, if you are playing against a big hitter, that you wouldn't wish for that. Oh, what a wonderful shot from Madison Keys.
And the Canadian Open was her last semi-final in the top-tier event. Madison Keys, for the first time in her career, makes it through to the semi-final in Cincinnati with a performance of brute force and composure. Valiant effort from Venus Williams, particularly in the second set, but Madison Keys was just too strong, too powerful. And books an All-American semi-final as she takes down Venus Williams 6-2, 6-3 in an hour and 18 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, not much to add in this match. She just went for it, took it over, and I like the consistency from Madison Keys, who managed to stay top of her level. And yeah, since we saw first match this week, it was kind of up and down, and this match you could feel a bit of up and down, but in the end she really went for it and took it.
Also got to like the fact that she didn't overly celebrate there. It just seems like, you know, job isn't done. She's here to win the tournament and just felt very composed.
But I think it's also kind of a respect for Venus and playing the teammate in the same country. You would never want to celebrate too much when you play against your teammate.
Venus Williams, we hope, will be back. Terrific tournament for the 39-year-old. But it does end in the quarterfinals. Took a while to get going tonight, but certainly did in the second set. But Madison Keys just too strong.
Like everything is really clicking together. You can tell by your smile. You can tell by the way you're playing tennis. It just really is shaping up to be a great summer.
Yeah, I started off a little rough, but coming back here and getting to play in front of all of these wonderful fans has really helped, and I'm really excited to be in the semifinals.
How great is it for American tennis to come out here and play someone who you've idolized and obviously are friends with, Venus Williams? Are these moments very special to you?
They're definitely special. I grew up watching Venus, and then I got to play with her, and then I played against her, so it's always amazing to be able to share the court with her.
Okay, real quick to ask you, what was working best for you in your game tonight? You were serving great. The harder she hit the ball, the lower you got, the harder you hit it. What do you think was working best for you, Maddie?
I think the biggest thing is my serve, and it got me out of some situations a few times, but more than anything, just knowing that Venus was going to bring a really high level and knowing that I had to measure up to that.
It was beautiful to watch you play. Through to the semifinals. Ladies and gentlemen, Madison Keys.
Yeah, of course, born in Illinois, calls this event her home event. And getting the better of Venus Williams and saying playing a great champion as well. It's the third time she's beaten Venus Williams, and there aren't too many players who can say that.
Yeah, definitely. And what she said about it, that she had to measure her level up to Venus, of course. I mean, look at the amount of the winners that Madison Keys made in this match, and again against Venus Williams. I mean,